Hello everyone, my name is Maciel Diaz and I'm the co-host of Flipping the Barrel, and I flew all the way here from Houston in order to interview this amazing woman who I'm going to introduce very shortly. Thank you so much to the SPE-KSA for getting us here and setting up this beautiful booth at their booth. And I'm just excited to be in Saudi. It's the first time that I'm here, and I'm just looking forward to interviewing Salwa, who's just an inspirational woman that I know you will be so excited to know more about. And we're going to get straight into her story. So Salwa Helal is the Chief Procurement Officer at Arabian Drilling, and she's going to share with us her story today. So Salwa, thank you for being here. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me.
We look forward to just your amazing story. I know a little bit of background and I was just impressed, and I can't wait for the rest of the audience to get to know your story. So tell me a little bit, how did your career start and what were your ambitions early on when you first got into the corporate world?
Actually, from where I'm standing, people think that I have so many highs, but I also have some lows. And that's all about the successful career. So I actually start in finance, then I moved to sales and contract, then supply chain. I had 2 international assignments, one in the Middle East and the other one in USA. That actually gave me a lot of great experience of how the business looks like. I got a fast track for being a first female manager within the company, and then that helped me to take the ladder up to be the first female of the top 10 having a position of CPO. For my expectation, did I expect that ever? No. The answer is no. Maybe that will disappoint you, that everyone say, yes, I was dreaming to be so and so. But actually, I didn't plan for this. I was just working like any a fresh grad who have a business. And then suddenly, I found myself that I had the career. So I took the responsibility and I enjoyed it.
That's amazing. And I really like that you shared that in saying, it just happened. It's not that you had this big ambition and you just put in the work, did your job really well, and people started to see that and giving you promotions. And that's kind of how you climbed up the ladder. You mentioned to us that early on, one of the CEOs of the company that you were working at really saw something in you. And he was the one who really sponsored you in a way and mentorship and sent you to the US assignment. Can you tell me a little bit about that, and how was that in that moment to have that kind of recognition so early on in your career?
Actually, I was lucky to have that great leader who adapted me, and he saw a potential that I didn't see. So, and that's why I told you that I didn't plan for a career, but the career came to me. So actually the man discovered that I have a potential that he can invest in me, and he started to give me training. He started to have to build a development plan to change the young girl to a businesswoman. And that's transformation happened because he gave me a lot of training that changed myself to 180 degree for my character. He called me one day and he told me that you are selected to be the first female to travel to Houston presenting the company, and you have to succeed. You have no option, because if you succeed, I will send other girls. So I felt like, wow, that's a great opportunity. And I was confused, feeling happy or feeling afraid, because that was really something very big for me. Especially in the 90s, that was not very common that, you leave the family and go. And actually, I had a 1-year-old son. So I went to my husband and I told him, what can I do? I got this assignment. And he said, wow, that's great. That's a golden opportunity. Don't say no. You are good for it and you will do it. I'm sure that you will succeed. And I told him, what can I do with my baby? And he said, I'm going to send my mother with you. So maybe it sounds crazy that people told me, are you really gonna travel to USA with your mother-in-law? And I said, yes. Actually, now I felt grateful to not only one man, but to the CEO who gave me the opportunity, to my husband who supported me and let me be encouraged to take the decision and feel that, yes, go for it, girl. And to my mother-in-law who left the family and left her friends and she accepted to come to me with me to support me on my mission.
Wow. Just hearing it again is so inspiring. I remember when you first said that, when we pre-interviewed you, and what an incredible story. The impact that a leader can truly have in somebody's career, and just knowing that you can really change somebody's life if you see that potential in them that maybe they didn't see in themselves. And I know you mentioned that you feel a lot of pride in being one of the first females and knowing that you are looked up to now. And you mentioned, a lot of these younger ladies who are looking at you and saying, I can do it because Salwa did it. And tell me a little bit about what it's like to have so many ladies looking at you.
Okay, actually, when I went to Houston, I joined myself to the Businesswomen Association. So I start to meet, females speaking about the same challenges that I'm facing from a gender perspective. And they start to speak about, each one speak about his case. And we start to support each other. So we learn together how can females support each other to be, united, to feel like, we are, what you say about the challenge is everywhere. Everywhere is suffering about it. So let's, support each other and feel like, we will do it. And then I turned from like, I am obliged to do this assignment to I like to do it, because I saw so many businesswomen that inspired me, and I said, wow, this is my place. This is what I really like to do. I didn't know that before, but I felt it. So you turn from that when you love things, you really do it with passion, and that's very important.
It's so beautifully said, and just women supporting women is such a powerful thing. And I'm glad to see that you are doing that here in the kingdom. And, a lot of the women that I just met were talking about you and how they look up to you. And so it's truly impactful, the career that you've had, as it's really leading the way for, paving the way for other women to see that they can do it too, especially when you said that you had a 1-year-old son. This is a huge thing. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and just coming here, it takes a lot of away from being a mother. So tell me a little bit about just the support that your husband has been there for you from the beginning to push you and say, we will not say no to this. We will figure it out. I'm going to send my mother with you. Tell me a little bit about that and just his vision for women leading careers, even in the 90s.
Yeah, actually, my husband is a great partner. So it's not a marriage, more than a partnership that, we agree that, our success in career is our responsibility, both of us. He believed in equality, big time. And, he believed that, you can do it, why not? If I do it, you can do it. And he encouraged me a lot. He didn't say no to every time I travel. I traveled to all over the world. I traveled to London for leaving the home and my son for 2 weeks. And he was taking care totally of my son, our son. And actually he was responsible for everything, school, sports, feeding him, everything. I went to Switzerland. I went to every time I traveled minimum 2 weeks, and he was taking care of all of this. He was encouraging me with, coaching me and guiding me, also advising me if I have a problem at work. We all do have problems at work, so I go and come and talk to him about it. And he just gives me a lot of advices, and he don't ever let me down. So I feel grateful, and I can tell other females that the right partner is very important. So you have to choose the right partner. Don't just get married. Choose the right one, because he will support you with the kids, building the kids, raising the kids. He will be the role model for your kids, and he will also support you in your career. So having a career, never being single. Yeah. No, I have 2 kids. I'm just giving you an example that I have 2 kids. Ahmed is 28 years old. He studied mechanical engineer. Farah is 23 years old. She studied architecture. Both majors are very difficult, and we all know that. They cannot make it if they are not succeeding in school. So we managed to build our kids to raise them with a good personality. They are both charismatic, and they are both have a success in not only on schools but also in their career. So that can't ever make it without a great husband who can give me the support, and who can share the responsibility with me, not only for raising the kids but also for the house.
You know, it's so a lot of the people that we've interviewed on the podcast who are very successful, they will all say this number one thing is finding the right partner.
Yeah.
And it is a partnership, and you need your spouse to be your biggest cheerleader, you know, to be that person that's there for you and helping you coach, etc. So it's really incredible to hear that. And, you know, it's amazing too that your children can see what kind of mother they have and that their parents were supportive of each other's career, as they will now do the same for their spouses. And it's generational change, let's say. Tell me a little bit about, you know, the typical struggle that I get asked this question too is, how do you deal with the work-life balance, being a mother, an ambitious career woman, a wife, a friend, a sister, etc.? Can you tell us a little bit how the balance has worked for you?
Work-life balance is very important. You cannot have a great story and that you are succeeding at work while you have a lot of area of improvement at home. So you have to make the balance. You have to make your kids feel like, you know, they are a working mother. However, they should be proud of her, supporting her. And I didn't ever let my work affect the not participating in their sports, not participating in their studies and exams. I was always there. It takes a lot to do. I have to be honest that it takes a lot. But I strongly believe that family comes first. So my success at home, it helped me to succeed in my career. It's not something that you choose either or. You have to be successful in both ways.
I'm glad that you mentioned that it does take work. It's not easy, but you can do it.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. I like how you said that. You know, something we wanted to touch upon is just your experience that you've had in the industry for 20 plus years. Can you tell me a little bit about how you had to prove yourself in this male-dominated industry over and over again, especially being one of the first, right? And everybody's looking at what Salwa is doing. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit of maybe some techniques, or how did you become so successful?
It's not a secret to tell that, you know, oil field is a men-driven career. So I do agree that it was not that easy when I started to be promoted as CPO and sit with all men on the table, 100% men on the table, and I'm the newcomer. They didn't make it easy for me. I thought that I'm gonna be the spoiled, you know, little Salwa coming on the table with, you know, they will really make like I'm their sister. Yeah. But that was not the case. So they didn't make it easy for me, and I went to my boss. I told him, what's going on here? You know, why am I not welcomed or what? And then he said, no, Salwa, that's it. They do this with everyone. So I felt like it's not, they do this with all newcomers. So it's not only about me. So I said, okay, let's get ready, girl. And that, you know, just show them that you are on the table, but you're not on the menu. So, and I start to do that. And I start to say, okay, don't compete with them because you will lose. They have a huge experience. So strategy that I took, I said, okay, let's, you know, keep quiet, monitor, scan everything, and then look where what they are missing. So, and then, you know, show them that that's the area that you can help them with. So following this strategy, I found them very helpful, and they felt like I'm important and I'm part of the team. So they found that, okay, let's, you know, have her join her because now we need her. So that was a really good thing. And then I start to be part of the team and things start to be much easier.
I love that you shared that too. And, you know, sometimes we feel like, you know, you've only got one seat at the table and it's maybe I'm going to be treated differently. But actually the fact that they were just the same as you or any other comer means you were getting equality almost. So it feels good, you know, at the same time. Now as the Chief Procurement Officer at Arabian Drilling, can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing to continue to foster that diversity and achieving gender balance in a company where it's still male dominated, but now that you are in a top position to affect change, you know?
Yeah. I joined Arabian Drilling last year, and I strongly believe that employee is the main asset of the company. So we can buy the best ERP system, we can buy the most expensive equipment, but if you don't have the talented and the right caliber employees, you will not work. You will not achieve what you are expecting. So that makes me feel like I have to secure them the right environment to do the right work and to deliver results. And I start to have a workshop to see, what's going on, why this team is not performing as expected. I start to make them part of the solution. I said, okay, it's not easy to make them engaged with you. You are coming to tell them what to do. That's not healthy. It's not going to be good. I want them to do things that they like to do. And I learned from my experience in the US that when I turned and transferred from what I'm obliged to do to what I like to do, I did it with passion. So I use the same learnings that I have to do with the people. I secure them the right environment when we celebrate success, when we celebrate birthdays. Let them feel like they are a family, a supply chain family. They are not just coming to work. And I have to secure that, to make sure that they are coming with a smile and leaving with a smile. The day is 24 hours, so the first 8 hours is our responsibility towards the employee. If they spend the first 8 hours a healthy time, a good time, they come with a smile, as I mentioned, and they leave with a smile, then the second 8 hours, it will be good with the family. They will sleep the last 8 hours, so they can come on the following day with passion. So that was my plan with the employees. And I actually did this, and with the time, people start to say that, yes, this is exactly what we do. We like to come to work. And that was really good. I took them in a workshop to say, what do you need to start? What do we need to stop? And what do we need to continue? So it came from them. They are the one who set the action plan. So we set the action plan, and I actually formed a team. I call them the 6 champions. Those 6 champions, I consider the equality. So it was 3 females and 3 males. So I make those people empowered. I give them the empowerment, the authority to do the job. I also coached them. I guided them from distance, and I told them that you are the one who will do the follow up, the actions with all the managers. So to have junior people speaking to the managers and following up with them, it enhance and increase their leadership style, and give them the courage that they can go to the manager and follow up and with them, why is this point is not done yet. And then they start to give a feedback to the employees. So employees, they start to feel that we are walking the talk. We are not just giving them promise and we set a workshop as a workshop. No, we have a workshop, we have action plan, we will simplify the work process. So the young generation, they are very well educated. And that was actually amazed me in the kingdom, because the level of education of the young generation is a great thing. That what I noticed, because what you see outside the kingdom is differently than what you see inside the kingdom. So the level of education, the level of passion to learn is really there. So all what they need that you don't want to make them working harder, but they work smart. They don't work hard, they work smart, and then they find things go on the fast track. People start to feel that, and they start to feel engaged, and they were not that loyal because they feel like they were ignored. So I start to gain the trust, make them first loyal to me. Then I start to show them, okay, I'm part of the department, so you have to be loyal to the department, the supply chain, as a family. This is our place. And then they start to work on a different circle, the wider circle, which is the company. Supply chain is part of the company. So you have to be loyal to the company, because that's our home, that's our place. People start to be more engaged. They are happy. They start to smile, because the smile is built in my face. So I hate when I give a smile, I don't get a smile back. So I start now to see people smiling, and they are really learning every day.
You've done an incredible job since being in Arabian Drilling, and I know some of the leadership team, and you all have very similar personalities where you truly care about the employee, about making it like a family engagement. And I love what you mentioned about just the younger generation talent here in the kingdom is incredible. I just met like 6 or 7 young ladies that are just ready to take over the world, so I love seeing that. And to your point, it's all about employee engagement. It's how you treat people, how they feel happy. And then you can give them any task, any challenge, and they'll put a smile on their face to do it. But it's
Make
how
them
you
feel important.
Yes, make them feel important, part of the family, like you said. So thank you so much for sharing. And you know, lastly, to end, who has been your biggest inspiration, or who have you looked up to during all of these years?
Okay, I lost my dad when I was very, very young. He was a professor. And I found that my mom is, you know, raising 4 girls in a very young age. She was very smart, very independent. She makes the impossible possible. So she was really taking this seriously, that, you know, I have to raise my kids on the right way. I have to raise my kids with passion. I have to make them charismatics. She believed on the mental health. So she engaged us on sports and music all the time. So I was just watching her and looking back, how did she do so? So I was following my mom's steps and, you know, say, I want to do the same thing for my kids. And I managed to do it, thanks God, with the support of the all people around me. So my mom was my source of inspiration.
Wow, what an incredible way to end the podcast. You're such an inspiration. It's truly an honor for me to be here sitting with you and learning from you, and just the amount of women and men who are looking up to a leader like yourself is really just, it shows that you've done such impactful work. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And
Thank you very much.
I hope you guys enjoyed this short podcast with SPE-KSA. See you soon.
Thank you.